In the rarefied world of high fashion and ultra-luxury goods, there are materials that simply clothe the body, and then there are materials that tell a primal story. We are not speaking of cotton, or wool, or even the common hide of the cow. We are speaking of a material that has fascinated and frightened humanity for millennia. It is a material defined by its geometric complexity, its cold, smooth texture, and its origin in the wild, untamed corners of the earth. You are about to enter a facility that operates at the very bleeding edge of industrial manufacturing, a place where the ancient biology of the serpent collides with the futuristic precision of robotics and laser technology. This is the hidden world of the modern snake leather factory. It is a place of stark contrasts, where the organic, chaotic patterns of nature are tamed, standardized, and perfected by the relentless logic of the assembly line. From the initial, chilling intake of the raw skins to the final, gleaming presentation of a jacket worth more than most cars, this is a comprehensive, step-by-step journey into the creation of the world's most exotic luxury. The process begins in the intake sector, an area that feels more like a heavy industrial loading dock than a fashion atelier. The air here is cool, controlled, and heavy with the scent of raw preservation salts. We see the arrival of the raw material. It does not come in neat rolls or boxes, but in massive, steel transport bins. As the hydraulic lids are lifted, the sheer scale of the operation is revealed. Inside lies a tangled, mesmerizing sea of reticulated python and exotic snake skins. They are raw, preserved in a wet-salted state to arrest decomposition. The visual is striking, thousands of individual diamonds and scales, a chaotic tapestry of brown, gold, and black patterns that once provided camouflage in the dense undergrowth of a tropical forest. Here, however, they are simply inventory, raw units of production waiting to be processed. The workers in this section are the first line of defense against decay. Clad in full protective suits and respirators, they wade into the work with a clinical efficiency. They are not just moving skins, they are inspecting the biological integrity of the harvest. Speed is of the essence. A snake skin is a delicate protein structure. If left untreated or exposed to heat for too long, the collagen fibers will begin to break down, and the scales will slip, ruining the hide. We watch as the workers use long hooks to separate the skins, pulling them from the brine. Each movement is calculated. They must untangle the mass without tearing the delicate edges. This is immediately followed by the tagging process. In the modern world, the trade of exotic skins is governed by strict international laws, specifically CITES regulations. Every single skin that enters this facility must have a digital passport. We see workers attaching durable, chemical-resistant barcodes and QR tags to the tail of each skin. This tag is the skin's identity. It contains data on the farm of origin, the age of the animal, and the date of harvest. Throughout the entire factory floor, scanners will track this tag, ensuring that the supply chain is 100% transparent and legal. If a luxury handbag cannot be traced back to its source, it effectively does not exist in the legitimate market. From the sorting floor, the skins are moved into the quarantine and preservation zones. We see automated guided vehicles, or AGVs, silently gliding across the polished concrete floors, carrying pallets of raw skins into cold storage. This looks like a scene from a science fiction movie, a sterile, white hallway where machines do the heavy lifting. Inside the cold rooms, the temperature is kept just above freezing. This induces a state of suspended animation in the biological tissue. Scientists and quality control experts now step in. We see them in the laboratory, a stark white room filled with microscopes and tablets. They are not just looking at the skins, they are looking into them. They take small samples to analyze the fiber density and the health of the scales. They are checking for parasites, for tick bites that might have scarred the skin during the animal's life, and for any signs of bacterial infection. A skin might look perfect to the naked eye, but under 100x magnification, a microfracture in the scale structure could spell disaster later in the tanning process. Only the skins that pass this rigorous forensic examination are cleared for production. Now, the true transformation begins. The skins are moved to the wet processing plant. This is a loud, humid, and chemically intensive environment. The skins are loaded into massive, rotating drums made of teak wood or stainless steel. These drums are the stomach of the tannery. The first stage is the soak. Water, mixed with specific surfactants and rehydration agents, floods the drum. As it rotates, the skins are tumbled gently. This washes away the preservation salt and dirt, but more importantly, it rehydrates the fibers, returning the skin to a state that resembles its natural, living flexibility. Following the soak is the liming process, although for snake skins, the chemical recipe is distinct from cowhide. The goal is to remove non-structural proteins and fats, the glue that holds the fibers together, without damaging the keratin of the scales. It is a chemical tightrope walk. If the solution is too strong, the scales will dissolve or become loose. If it is too weak, the leather will be stiff and prone to rotting. We see the workers monitoring the control panels with intense concentration. These are not just laborers, they are chemical engineers. They adjust the pH levels of the solution by decimal points, ensuring the reaction is perfect. As the drums drain, steam billows out, carrying the heavy scent of ammonia and wet organic matter. The skins are pulled out, looking pale, rubbery, and swollen. They are now ready for the fleshing machine. This is a mechanical process where the skin is fed through rollers equipped with spiral blades. These blades shave off the remaining meat and adipose tissue from the underside of the skin, leaving a clean, uniform surface. The precision here is measured in fractions of a millimeter. Snake skin varies in thickness from the belly to the back, and the machine must adjust automatically to avoid cutting through the dermis. The next phase is the most critical, tanning. This is the alchemy that turns perishable skin into immortal leather. We see the skins being submerged in vats of tanning liquor. Depending on the desired finish, this could be a chrome tan, which produces soft, blue-hued leather, or a vegetable tan, using tree bark extracts for a more rigid, natural result. The tanning agents penetrate the collagen helix, cross-linking the fibers and locking them in a stable state. You can see the color change as the chemistry takes hold. The skins turn a distinct blue or a rich tan color. They are no longer raw material, they are now technically leather. But they are wet, heavy, and shapeless. To become luxury, they must be dried and tamed. We move to the drying and stretching lines. Snake skin has a natural memory, it wants to shrink and curl as it dries. To prevent this, the factory employs a process called toggling or pasting. We see workers spreading the wet skins onto large glass or metal frames. They gently pull the skin taut, maximizing the surface area and aligning the pattern of the scales. This must be done by hand to ensure the symmetry of the diamond patterns is preserved. The frames then travel through a heat tunnel, a long oven where warm air circulates at a controlled velocity. The moisture evaporates slowly. If it dries too fast, the leather creates a hard crust. If too slow, mold can form. The sensors inside the tunnel monitor the humidity of the leather in real time, adjusting the airflow to ensure a perfect, uniform drying curve. Emerging from the drying tunnels, the skins are stiff and crusty. They need to be staked. We see a machine with hundreds of vibrating pins that pummel the leather. This mechanical massage breaks the adhesion between the fibers, softening the skin until it flows like fabric. It is a violent process that yields a soft result. But the snake skin is still dull. The luxury market demands shine. We witness the glazing process, one of the most traditional yet spectacular steps. A solid cylinder of agate stone or glass, applying immense pressure, strokes the surface of the leather. The friction generates heat, which burns the natural oils and proteins in the scales, creating a deep, high-gloss shine that is not a varnish, but a physical change in the material itself. The scales lie flat, reflecting the overhead lights like thousands of tiny mirrors. Now that the material is prepped, we enter the high-tech heart of the manufacturing wing. The atmosphere changes completely. It is quiet, clean, and dominated by the hum of servers and the zip of lasers. We see the leather being laid out on digital cutting tables. Overhead cameras scan the skin, creating a topographical map of every scale and every imperfection. Artificial intelligence algorithms analyze this map. The computer knows the pattern of the jacket or the bag that needs to be cut. It rotates the digital pattern pieces on the virtual skin, nesting them to achieve the highest possible yield while avoiding the defects the scanner found. This is a puzzle that would take a human hours to solve, the AI does it in seconds. Then, the laser cutters engage. A beam of concentrated light, hotter than the surface of the sun, dances across the leather. It cuts with absolute silence and microscopic precision. The smoke is instantly vacuumed away. For snake skin, the laser is superior to a knife because it cauterizes the edge as it cuts. This seals the complex network of scales, preventing them from fraying or unraveling during assembly. We watch as intricate shapes, sleeves, collars, pocket flaps, are sliced from the python hide, each piece labeled and sorted by robotic arms. The cut pieces are gathered into kits and sent to the assembly floor. This vast room is filled with rows of sewing stations, staffed by master seamstresses and tailors. This is where technology bows to craftsmanship. A robot cannot feel the tension of a snake's scale, only a human hand can. Sewing exotic leather is unforgiving. Unlike fabric, where a mistake can be unstitched, a needle hole in leather is permanent. If a sewer makes a mistake, the panel is ruined, costing hundreds of dollars. We watch their hands move with practiced confidence. They use Teflon-coated presser feet on their machines to glide over the textured scales without catching. They are stitching together the panels of a luxury jacket. The challenge here is pattern matching. The diamonds of the python skin must align perfectly across the seam, creating the illusion that the jacket is made from one continuous skin. It requires an artist's eye and a surgeon's steady hand. Simultaneously, we see the production of leather accessories, wallets, belts, and handbags. These items require a different set of skills. We see the skiving process, where the edges of the leather are shaved down to paper thickness. This allows the leather to be folded over and glued without creating a bulky ridge. The precision is terrifying, a slip of the knife here would destroy the piece. We see the assembly of the handbag, the leather being molded around a wooden form to give it structure. The glues used are specialized, designed to bond keratin and collagen without staining. One of the most mesmerizing steps in accessory making is the edge painting. The raw cut edge of the leather is exposed and vulnerable. Workers sit at stations with tiny rollers and pots of liquid polymer paint. They apply a thin layer of paint to the edge, let it dry, sand it smooth, and apply another. This is repeated 3, 4, 5 times until the edge is a perfectly smooth, rounded seal that matches the color of the leather. It is a tedious, repetitive task that defines the difference between a cheap product and a luxury investment. Quality control is the final gatekeeper. We move to the inspection area, where the finished products are subjected to ruthless scrutiny. Inspectors wearing white gloves examine every square inch of the jacket or bag. They are checking for loose stitches, for glue residue, for color consistency. They run their hands against the grain of the scales to ensure they are not lifting or sharp. They use digital calipers to measure the dimensions. We see a scanner checking the QR code one last time, linking the finished product back to the specific batch of skins it came from. If a defect is found, the item is rejected. There is no seconds bin in this factory. Perfection is the only standard accepted. We also see the specialized packaging department. The finished goods are not just thrown into boxes. They are stuffed with acid-free tissue paper to maintain their shape. The metal hardware, the zippers and buckles, is wrapped in protective film to prevent scratches. The jackets are placed in breathable garment bags, and the handbags in velvet dust covers. The packaging is designed to protect the delicate scales during their journey across the oceans to the boutiques of Paris, Milan, and New York. Finally, we head to the logistics bay. Forklifts move pallets of these boxed treasures into shipping containers. We see the truck doors closing, sealing in millions of dollars worth of inventory. As the truck pulls away, we reflect on the journey we have just witnessed. We started with a pile of cold, wet, raw reptiles, a product of the wild, unrefined and chaotic. Through a symphony of chemistry, mechanics, digital intelligence, and human artistry, that raw matter has been transmuted. It has been preserved, softened, dyed, cut, and stitched into an object of profound beauty and desire. This factory is more than just a manufacturing plant, it is a bridge between the natural world and the world of human artifice. It takes the predator and turns it into the prize. It is a controversial industry, yes, but one that operates with a level of sophistication and regulation that is rarely seen by the public. Whether you view it with moral complexity or industrial admiration, there is no denying the sheer technical marvel of the process. From the python in the pit to the jacket on the mannequin, this is the reality of the exotic leather trade. We hope you have enjoyed this deep and exclusive look into the snake leather industry. It is a world of secrets, science, and skill that few ever get to see. If this journey into the heart of manufacturing has fascinated you, please make sure to hit that like button, it helps us gain access to more incredible facilities like this one. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a documentary. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Does knowing the complexity of the process change how you view luxury leather? Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next factory.